So welcome everyone who's watching, who's live here with me. I'd love actually to have a chat with you about this topic, and I want to talk about Uranus tonight because Uranus is shifting right now from Aries, is going into Taurus, so he's moving home, is moving into a new land, and this will have some effect on our lives. If you've been following other astrologers, other videos about this topic, we are very, very close to this moving, to this shift. It's going to happen on the 15th of May. And on the very same day, we are having the new moon as well. So it's a very potent new beginning. It's a very fiery start of a new chapter in our life, collectively. Uranus is a slow planet, so it stays for long into the same home, into the same sign, and this means that it's going to affect us on a collective level. So, Uranus is the planet related to all things unexpected, all things that arrive very suddenly into our life and produce some kind of chaos, of revolution, of sudden changes. And so what the astrologers are sharing with us is that we are going to have very profound shifting in our lives, in all things regarding our body, the way we eat, the way we care for the earth, our material goods, our beauty, maybe new beauty products, the way we take care of our health and well-being, all things related to Taurus, that is a very earthly sign and that is connected very much with abundance, material goods, and the pleasure of life. So we are going to experience these sudden changes, these unexpected shifts on these areas of on these sectors of our life. And then each one of us we will be able to check more in details when you check your natal chart and you see where you have Uranus. I mean, which is the house where Uranus is traveling right now for you. So I was watching several videos about this topic and I came out with an insight actually. And the insight that I want to share tonight with you, and that is the reason why I felt called to broadcast live this video, is this. Isn't life always a matter of expecting the unexpected? And for this I mean that every day we wake up and we don't have the script of that day. We are not allowed to read the script for that day. We don't know what is going to unfold for us. So this is truly everyday life. And although we can sense, forecast, predict sometimes, we say predict, because we read astrology, we read the stars, we read the aspects between planets, we can never say exactly what is going to happen, what it is going to unfold. We can plan things and then things can go differently. And sometimes these changes are very sudden. Some other times they unfold with in a more peaceful way, so we do not truly realize that shifts and changes are unfolding for us. So what I wanted to say tonight is that life is always unexpected. And it's our task to live this kind of life, to live this journey without knowing what's next, basically. And so I harnessed the wisdom of pregnancy and childbirth because, as you know me, these are my foundations. And I thought about when I was coaching mothers to prepare them to their best birth. And so giving birth, it's exactly like this. You can prepare yourself, you can get ready, but you can never predict exactly how it is going to unfold. And so what do we do to prepare for childbirth? That is just a metaphor for life itself. We exercise, we stay open, we stay flexible, we focus on the positive things that we desire instead of focusing on what we want to avoid. We focus on what we want to experience, we focus on the good things, we focus on positive examples, we tune into our body and our inner wisdom. So these are all things that we can do to get ready so that when things unfold in their unique way, that is always unexpected, we have more confidence in responding to them. So this is exactly what is going to be for Uranus, moving and transitioning into a new area of our sky, moving into Taurus. So it's just for us a matter of keeping ourselves open to changes, open to shift, and being flexible and knowing that during this time, shift that will last for approximately 8 years, shifts may be stronger or more sudden than usual. But then Uranus is not the only planet in the sky. There are several other planets, and we are living in a perpetually moving system and universe. So there are so many things that are intertwining at the same time. And so there are truly no strict rules. The only rule is to be flexible and open and to exercise our muscles to be ready to the unexpected every day. There is also another aspect, very, very interesting, that I love to share with you today, and is that every time we experience sudden and dramatic shifts, collectively speaking, let me just mention, for example, earthquakes, tsunamis, hurricanes, or wherever that comes from Mother Nature that is very, very strong, beyond other very sudden and drastic shifts we can experience in our own personal lives, such as maybe a wedding or a divorce, a birth or a death. They are the same at the end. They are the same thing. They are just a different aspect of the same thing. And the basic thing is change, is transformation. So when these kind of things unfold for us in our life, there is a very positive aspect to consider. And is that they come for us to, number one, become stronger, become wiser than we were before that very sudden shift, and number two, they come for us to rebuild. So we may not be able to see this right when the shift is happening, is unfolding for us. However, with the wisdom that we gain through the process of the shifting, we can then see this shift, this change, this revolution in our life as the good omen for our evolution, for our transformation, for our brightest transformation. Because life is always proceeding towards the better, towards the brightest, towards the widest perspective we can have, we can experience. And the process to go through this, often it's challenging, can be painful, it can be dramatic, even though I don't really like to use these words, because I feel deep inside that beyond all this, there is the core of these events that is light and love. And light and love are perpetually pushing us towards our greatness. So this path we are walking on planet Earth, it's a path to become wiser, become wider, and become brighter than we were when we arrived here. It's a perpetual ascension. So this Uranus going into Taurus, it's just another chapter of our life, personally and collectively. And it's an opportunity for us to grow, to learn, especially to learn more about ourselves, about who we are, about what's very deep within us. And it's manifesting in this way because we are ready now for this kind of shift. And if you paid attention, you had already started to experience this kind of shifts in the way we eat, in the way we take care of ourselves, in the way we deal with money, in the way we work. Just think about the last 6-7 years, especially since 2012, all the huge and profound shifts we went through on all these subjects. Personally, to give you a very practical and real example, I had Uranus traveling my 10th house of my natal chart. The 10th house is all things about my career and my position, my role in the world. And in this time, I became a coach. I started my website and my online business. I worked online, coaching people online, creating webinars, creating e-courses, writing e-books, recording videos, recording audios. And this kind of work I've been doing especially when I added all the mystical aspects of my work, has been actually totally different from the way I was used to work before, when I was an employee and I basically worked, let's say, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, every day in the same place, every day with the same people, every day going out from my home and going to the workplace and then coming back home, and vice versa, and carrying on like this for months, years. So when I compare this new way of working for me, because Uranus was traveling my 10th house, with the previous years of my life, this way of being an online coach and mystical messenger for humanity, it's totally different from the way I was used to work before, and I would have never imagined it possible, because before 2012 for me, I even didn't have a computer at home. I always had to go to an internet point or to the library or to borrow one for a few hours. So looking back to the last 8 years, all this shit unfolded for me. All these shits unfolding for me. And sometimes they were just sudden. I just felt a push to do it, and I had to do it. And now that Uranus is transiting from my 10th house to the 11th house for me, and then it's coming back a little bit because it will be retrograde in November for some other months, until then 2019, when it will go steadily direct from March. I have experienced another huge shift. At the end of April, I had this awakening, and I understood that I have to work with actors and I have to pursue my call to be an actress, and would have never imagined something like this. So I totally shifted my business again. And this becomes natural when you are used to shift, and when you train yourself and you get used to listen to your core, to your essence, to your inner voice, and you get used to follow it. And there is this part of being open to change, of being flexible, and there is another pivotal part that is trusting the journey, trusting that what is coming to us, it's what it's meant to come. Otherwise, it would have never come to us. It would have never came to us. So I have learned to trust as well. There are things that appear just inexplicable to me. I hope this was the right way to pronounce it. And I stopped questioning, trusting that what comes is what's good for me, and going that way. So I now shifted into coaching for actors, and I'm coaching actors to transition from who they are to embodying the character and the role they have to play. And then from that part, going forward with their private life. So shifting, transitioning from the person to the character, from the character to the person. And it's never a going back, but it's always a going forward. Because every time along the process, you learn, you expand, you become wiser. And so I started from being a mom who wanted to share her experience with other moms and to empower other moms to live a fulfilling and pleasurable and empowering pregnancy and childbirth and motherhood. And then I realized along the way that that was a huge metaphor for something else. And I'm so grateful, so thankful to that time of my life, because I realized along the way that those are my foundations and I can always harness from them in whatever expression I feel called to expand my business, my work into the world. So, thank you so much for every one of you who have been live here with me. I can see several of you. I'd love to start a conversation about Uranus. I'd love to know from you how you are experiencing these shifts, what you feel, what you have noticed in your life. And so just comment here below and let's ignite the conversation, because the most interesting part starts after the live, after the broadcasting. When you post, I post, you comment, I respond, and there is an exchange going on. And the exchange is the thrilling part of all this, because otherwise, if I just jump live and I share a thought I had, a call I felt to share, a message I felt to share, then this is one way. And a one way, it's useless, because now it's the we that counts. It's the exchange that counts. It's the connection that counts. So, summing up and wrapping up this broadcast, Uranus moving into Taurus, changing home, moving into a new home. It's bringing the unexpected. So what can we do to navigate the unexpected? Well, just remember that unexpected is life's rule. Every day is unexpected. We can plan, but we can never exactly know when we wake up what is going to unfold for us. So we have become masters of the unexpected, because this is what life is. And when you get used to it, when you get used to stay open, when we train our muscles to flexibility, and when we have faith in the process and in the journey, the unexpected becomes an opportunity of growth, an opportunity to reach our greatness with more speed. And so let's consider Uranus as a great, huge, new and fresh chapter that is opening up before our eyes, especially because it is moving into Taurus exactly the very same day we are going to have the new moon. And then each new moon, it's a new beginning. So this